Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a squat and deadlift day, and kind of keeping with what I've been doing, trying to work on volume a little more on this stuff. And I kind of went back to an idea I had said a few weeks ago that maybe I don't even need to get that heavy on a lot of this, and I can go back and forth between 5x5s and doing this if I want. But if I'm going to purely chase body composition, I'm going to increase my carbs probably starting tomorrow. That's been a problem on the work capacity. It's going to replace a lot of the fat in my diet with carbs. I'll probably start leaning out better, and I bet it's going to help with the overall skin tightness as I continue to lose fat. But I'm like, let me work with some stuff, try to build up to some 5x10s, kind of like I'm doing with the bench. But when I look at it, I have started asking myself, do I really need more than 3 plates on the squatting, more than 4 plates on deadlifting if I just keep hammering volume and quality work sets? In other words, how much weight do I really need to lift to build muscle and to even build strength potential so that if I go back over to maxing, the strength will be there, right? And it might be something I start doing eventually is hitting training maxes on my big 3 again and just keep hammering all the rep work. But I'm like, let me see how many sets of 10 I can get with just 315, trying to focus on set quality. I got 2 sets today, but I could tell that the fact that my carbs have been really low is hurting the work capacity. When my work capacities and stuff were the highest and I was the strongest, I was on a ton of carbs. And I've realized that, and I'm like, I really need to adjust a little bit. I need to keep the protein crazy high like I've been doing. I'm going to keep messing with fasting a little bit, but I really need more carbohydrate, right? And that's one of the things I'm noticing is that as I'm cutting, sometimes that looser skin around the waist, like it looks today, is even worse when I'm more glycogen depleted. Just making a note here because I see all my footage, right? And I know what it looks like and I know what my food has looked like week to week. But I've got to get all that tightened up. And again, getting leaner is the key. And people need to be always clear on that when we discuss the topic of loose skin. Loose skin is kept loose because of the other stuff adhering to it, which is fat, water, all that. You've got to tighten it up. But I also need to make sure that my protein's really high. I'm getting lots of vitamin C, all that stuff to improve collagen synthesis to help with that, right? And I feel like I am still getting leaner, but as I start to get a little leaner, I feel like some of that gets even more malleable around the waist. And it's just kind of in a flux right there. But I'm going to keep sticking it out, right? I'm going to stick it out and keep hammering body composition. It's only going to make me a better lifter if I go back over and do any powerlifting coming up again, okay? Because I'll be able to be in the best weight class and have the most muscle relative to my body weight. But this third set, I couldn't get to 10. I'm just like, dude, I'm done. Like my quads were just shot. And again, it's largely diet. So I've got to get that sorted so I can get my work capacity back up. I may even work a little bit of my sled work and stuff back in just to bring my conditioning back up a hair so that I can handle these volumes. But really, I started looking at that and going, even if I worked with these weights, if I do enough volume with 225 on a bench, 315 squats, 405 deadlifts, whatever, what's that going to do? That will still get me crazy jacked. It's fine. All right, deadlifts, I'm like, because I was kind of burned up, and I'm like, let me just try one hard set. So I put 405 on the bar. I'm like, let me just see where it starts to burn. Started burning around rep 9. I got to 12. And overall, I'm happy with that, given that I really need my carbs higher to get the work capacity up, which will be happening starting tomorrow. The only reason I didn't start sooner, guys, I don't like to waste food. And I definitely wanted to get through my last jar of almond butter. Peanut butter can sit on the shelf a little while if I needed to. I wanted to get through my last jar of almond butter. I wanted to knock my eggs down a little bit. And then we'll go back to keeping the protein crazy high, replace a bunch of that fat with some carbs and more fiber, more vegetables. And try to fill the glycogen stores back out a little so that I can get more training. Because if I can train more, all right, on the same amount of calories, if I can get more training load in on the same amount of calories, it's better for body composition. But I think the calf raises today, you can see what I'm talking about with the low back, right? In that flank area, that's where, as I'm losing body fat, I feel like that's pulling more and more. And it's only going to go away when I burn the fat off that's in there. And like I said, I've got the photos of when I did the last big water cut, that was all sucked in tight, which was in the mirror, like when I took the pictures in the hotel. So again, that tells me it will tighten up once I lose whatever is in there, right? Because I guess I dehydrated the fat that's in there. So I don't want people to think that I'm saying that that's all water, because that is fat adhering. But again, that's what happens when you lose over 100 pounds of body fat. But with the calf raises, I already had the 315 on the bar from squatting. So instead of trying to do like 325, I'm like, let me just do 315. Let's try to shoot for 10 reps instead of 8. Get the reps up on these. And I kind of squeezed out 11 on the last set. It was kind of sloppy though. And some of this getting in position can be a little tricky sometimes, but this is a great exercise. And the thing we'll notice, all this is working my whole body, working my core, working my abs, everything. So again, it's going to be my big 4, but then making sure I'm doing arm work, making sure I'm doing calves and abs and all that stuff. So my big 4, squat, bench, deadlift, pull-ups. And it's the same thing with pull-ups. I've gone back and forth between doing them a little bit weighted and body weight. I can just get really good at body weight pull-ups. I do 5 really serious sets every upper day. It works. But, again, just clarifying what we're seeing there in the low back too, so that people know, because again, I get people who ask, and it's like, even in little shorts and stuff and reels and other stuff, people chime in, oh, what's up with that? I don't understand. Why is, I'm like, I lost over 100 pounds, guys. That's how it works. And until I get real lean and stay lean for a while, that's not going to tighten up. It is what it is. And I don't want to have to talk about it, but I get so many questions about it in comments. If I don't mention it, people don't seem to know who come in. But again, the calves, I took the volume up to the 5 sets today because I can get away with it. I want the squats up to 5. Deadlifts, I don't know. I mean, part of me goes, yeah, I can work up to 5 sets. I don't know. Maybe I only need 1 all-out set. Now, people will say, is that going to be enough for your hamstrings? For me, it literally might be. It might be. My hamstrings have never needed crazy volumes to grow or to get strong. And I can tell you that 12 rep set of deadlifts, the stimulus I got on that, especially beltless, I felt my whole body got a pump. My whole body got a pump, guys. My lats were cramping, my triceps were cramping, because again, I have those arms locked. Plus I got a great pump in the whole posterior chain, right? Low back, glutes, hamstrings, everything. So again, deadlifts are just one of those beasts that they stack a lot of size and a lot of stimulus on you once you start doing any real volume, right? I might have to throw some extra hamstring work back in, but fortunately I've got plenty of tools. Now, for some reason on this footage, I only have 3 sets of leg raises. I did 4. I know for a fact I did 4, and in fact, I've usually been doing like 3. My abs started cramping really bad after the 4th set, because it's, I guess, an extra set more than I'm used to. So my whole abdominal wall was cramping, and I struggled for a minute to get my shoes off after the last set. All right, I went to take the shoes off, and I had to stretch before I could do them. So again, the ab stimulus is high. It's always funny when you get people who say, well, the way you're doing these, I don't feel it really because my abs will cramp. You need to look more closely at what I'm doing at the top. All right. But 3 sets done on camera. 1 set didn't record for some reason. I don't know why that is. But overall, good workout. Again, hopefully I can bring the volumes up from here as I adjust my diet. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.